So here we have a very simple redox reaction, and we are going to identify the element that was oxidized, the element that was reduced, and then we'll identify the oxidizing agent and the reducing agent. Well, the first thing you have to do before you can do any of that identification is figure out the oxidation numbers on each of the elements in this reaction. So starting here with the magnesium, it is a pure state element, and any element that is in its pure state will have an oxidation number of 0. And then for the hydrogens, we've got the hydrogen right here in hydrochloric acid, and it is bonded to chlorine, so it's going to have a charge of +1. And then for the chlorine, it's bonded to hydrogen, which has a charge of +1, so chlorine's going to have a charge of -1. And then coming over to the product side, we have pure state hydrogen, and so any element in its pure state is going to have a charge of 0. And then we have magnesium over here that is now bonded to chlorine, and whenever magnesium bonds, it's in group 2, so it's going to have a +2 charge. And then last but not least, the chlorine on the product side over here, and it is bonded to magnesium, and anytime that chlorine is bonded to a metal, it's going to have a charge of -1. So now we can go about identifying the element that was oxidized, the element that lost electrons or its charge went up, and the element that was reduced, or the element that gained electrons, the element whose charge went down. So I see that my magnesium went from a 0 to a +2. So that means magnesium's charge went up. So magnesium was oxidized. And then I see that hydrogen's charge went from a +1 to a 0. So that means hydrogen's charge went down, so hydrogen was reduced. Now, to identify our oxidizing and reducing agents, we just simply have to say, well, since hydrogen was reduced, that makes the hydrogen reactant the oxidizing agent. And since magnesium was oxidized, that makes the magnesium reactant the reducing agent.